Yeah, thank you for doing
Not an issue.
everything.
Actually, because of heavy rain outside, so my actual broadband connection was down. So I have connected with another account.
We are connected now. Thank you.
Good.
So, so thank you very much for accepting my invitation and accepting to be on my show.
Yeah, welcome. I have seen your request actually, so I went through some of videos of yours and why he's requesting. Then I thought it is useful to have. Just started.
So, I thought to introduce you to my audience.
Sure.
So, can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Sure. So I am a IT professional working as a solution architect in IT company. So from overall 14 years, I am working on the technology. I started my career as an .NET developer. Then sooner I had made my hands dirty on different technologies. Then as per the experience, now I am designing the softwares and new architecture designings like AWS, Azure, that's all, and enjoying my work. And also I'm part-time a blogger, so I started a blog called the nextdev.io just for sharing my knowledge whatever I have to others.
Okay. So, you are an solution architect.
Yeah,
Okay. So, how much experience you have?
14 years, 1 4.
Wow. But you look so young.
Oh, thank you.
So 14 years of experience. So you have both the cloud experience, the Microsoft
Exactly. Yes,
Azure and
and AWS.
okay. I'm a training, so I'm very small.
Not an issue. You have a very good scope to learn anything. If you want to have a discussion on technical side, you can connect with me. I will try to solve your queries.
So so you how many services that you are have that you have worked on?
There are lots of services. I started in the EC2 we are using RDS and Airflow recently launched by AWS, and we are using microservices pattern than ECS, Fargate, S3. It depends on actually situation because AWS launches services every week almost. So whatever benefits for you, you have to choose that. Depends on the requirement of your software.
So how the requirement uh, as a solution architect, what is your job?
As the name suggests, an architect, I had to design a software as per the demand of client. So at this moment, clients are my own organization. So suppose I have a product coming in the market for a portal or gaming engine similar to Dream 11. So what technology tech stack should we have to tackle 1,000 concurrent users on the system? So that is my responsibility to measure the things and suggest to have a tech stacks and guide the team to develop the product till launch.
Okay. So is it important for you to have the coding knowledge?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. There are two kinds of architects are there. So one are the documented architect who are on just have a document, fancy diagrams ready to display.
Okay.
But in my experience, for the experience I have, so if you have the knowledge of coding, so it will give you the add-on to understand and cover things. And I should say, think of as a developer's mind also, how complex it is to code something if I'm suggesting a technology to be developed. So at least not a very deep knowledge should have, but you should have a knowledge to understand the technical language which a developer will ask you or have queries to solve.
So so based on the requirement, you will be seeing services which matches with the requirement.
Exactly,
Okay. So
exactly.
how to know which service matches with the requirement?
Uh, Simple example I can say you. Take an example of a service called Global Accelerator, which is launched by AWS.
Okay.
So if your application is hosted on a single region, for example, in India we have hosted application on Mumbai, okay,
Okay.
and you have audience globally,
Okay.
and the static content like photos, images are lesser, and you have real-time transfer of the data in the system. So what Global Accelerator will do, if a user who is sitting in the US trying to access your website, it routes the data, the network shorten the path, means it find the shortest path to you to reach to the particular destination of the website and gives the return output to you. So it saves your time. So that is why, as per the demand, what is the demand? I need a software so that users can access from outside my country in very small or fraction of seconds or milliseconds, we can say that. So I will suggest use the Global Accelerator along with your website hosting.
So Global Accelerator helps me to host my application there.
No, route the user to your
Okay.
application.
Okay. Okay.
We can say that if you have a Google map, you
Yeah.
are searching something, and so it suggests you different kind of paths. The
Yeah.
best route which you find, that is the
Yeah.
Global Accelerator will find for you to reach to the website.
Okay. The shortest path, the
Yeah,
shortest
yeah.
distance path. Okay.
So
Okay.
it will reduce network latency, I should say.
Okay. So okay. So this is one of the service.
Yeah, this is one of the service. And if, for example, if you want to store static content of your website, like you have lots of images, you are have a platform similar to a social network platform like Facebook. So you will use S3 for storing the data. And suppose you want to archive that, you do not want users to use that photo images for long period of time, means after 1 year, I don't think any user will see the older their photos which he launched 1 year before. So what we can do for cost saving, we can move to the Glacier from S3. So
Okay.
this is one of our uses why we are use Glacier
Glacier.
for cost saving.
Okay. So is it important for me to understand which service costs, how much it is, the cost of the service as an
It
architect?
is it is very important, because when a clients come to you, it has a mind. Uh, he do not have the broadened picture in the mind. He needs, I need a platform similar to the Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
similar kind of word is drastically can be anything. So you have to ask queries to him, and first in that queries you should have the budget also in the mind. What is your primary launching budget of a product? He
Okay.
says X number of dollars I have. Then
Okay.
according to you should select the product so that at least he should survive in the market. Even in the first month, if he lost $20,000 just in the hosting cost, then his money goes drained away.
Yeah.
So as an architect, we should keep in mind the costing.
So do you remember the first project uh, that you worked on, and how, as an architect, how you handled it and your thoughts? Do you remember that?
Yes, I worked on a platform which is a gaming engine for cricket game. So that is similar kind of Dream 11. So at that moment, the demand was, my boss says me that we need to design a system which should fit in two kinds of clients. One is a person who is a beginner
Okay.
and recently launched that platform in the market and just for the trial purpose.
Okay.
And second one is the pro client who has the money and just trying to beat a bigger player, and his application should be expandable enough as per the clients. So
Okay.
now we have a single software with two demands. One is same software can be hosted on a single server, can be cost $100 or $50, $25 per month for a
Yeah.
person just for the POC purpose. Hit and
Yeah.
try whether this
Yeah.
work or not.
Yeah.
And same software should be expandable enough, decoupled enough, so that it can be hosted on the bigger environment to cater thousands of users at a time. So in that way, we have to keep things in the mind. So software should be designed in a way the single folder should be capable of handling the complete website, or we can decouple all the services into different servers, and that can be talk with each other in the microservices environment.
Okay.
So this thing we have designed.
Okay. So like you said just before, one application is hosted in a particular region, and which lot of users from different parts of the world are accessing it. So we use a particular service to route the traffic. So as an architect, can you able to tell how many people are visiting to this site, and which country people are visiting to this site, and what is the traffic?
Yes, actually, when we start a product or launch the product in the market, so first we target what are the primary sources, primary audiences for that product. For example, if we launch a cricket game, online cricket game, so or I'm from the India and I'm targeting the Indian market. So my
Okay.
application first should be hosted on the India region, so that
Okay.
users, the number of users are coming from the India only.
Yeah.
So primary target, they should not face latency. So I will host my application in the India region first. Then I will use different services like uh, CloudFront, Global Accelerator, just to enhance the speed to the users. And
Okay.
if I'm after some time I am seeing that from other than India, I am getting a good traffic from other countries like US, UK,
Yeah.
then again I can host my application on multiple regions,
Yeah.
and in the background I can communicate with the services differently, so the user will not know whether he
Yeah.
is accessing the application from different regions. He
Yeah.
will feel like he is accessing a single region only, but in the backend there are multiple regions who are working.
Okay. So I have a YouTube channel, right? So my videos are I'm uploading the videos. Somewhere it is storing. So I don't know the data center. I don't know background where it is. But I have users. I mean the viewers from different countries like UK, US, Canada, Germany, France, Italy, from like a lot of countries. More than 100 countries are there. So how, like you said, the shortest path it will search. So what the YouTube is using the same service?
YouTube is actually the second largest search engine in the world after Google. So they are using the different techniques, and they are not using AWS because they
Okay.
have their own cloud hosting, bigger data centers. So what possible reason can be, the we can host a video on a single reason,
Okay.
and we have different streaming services available which breaks that video into different parts, and uh, we can have services like CloudFront, which what CloudFront do. Suppose a number of users are coming from different regions, or for a single reason. For
Yeah.
example, a user is coming from Hyderabad, and multiple users then are coming from the Hyderabad. Then CloudFront will cache that data in the
Okay.
Hyderabad region. So
Okay.
if any number of users will come from that portion of the region, they will get same data which you are getting for particular video. So
Okay.
that's how we reduce latency between the users.
So the recommended videos, what do you say about it? Recommends if a person is watching my videos in a particular country, and it recommends the do even if he is not subscribed to my channel, it recommends, which means it's saved in his system, local system.
Recommendation is it depends on the machine learning algorithms. So
Okay.
it whenever you upload the video, you have some context to be typed, some categories to be selected.
Correct.
According to that, search engine suggests to other users. So if
Yeah.
you are searching, suppose a video related to the fitness,
Yeah.
then most viewed videos related to videos, system will again start to suggest you, so that you can tap on that and you can visit those videos. So that
Yeah.
is kind algorithms works behind.
Okay. So AWS is using different data centers in different countries, have different, even in Hyderabad, one data center is going to come.
Hmm.
Recently, I saw the news.
Hmm.
So, so like you said, if I am accessing a particular website, will I be directed through this data center which is near to me?
Yes, the first request will be connected to the we cannot say data center, the availability zone. So first your connection built from there only, and then you will be routed to the exact network path of that particular website.
So after cloud, what is the changes in accessing the websites? What is the major advantage?
After cloud, management is much more easier than the previous one. Previously you have so I'm talking about the bigger systems, like who have a bigger users to access data. So you have your own, either you need to take services from the existing data centers, or you need to create your own, having machines installed in your system. Now, because of the cloud, you just need a console, and you can host any number of machine in few minutes. So that is the biggest example. And we have a platform as a service available. We have a infrastructure as a service available, service in the cloud, which were not available in previous hostings.
So
No more.
what is the biggest project that you worked on and the work was very big?
Biggest project I can see here, the gaming platform which I did. It has a multiple games, so it has cricket, football, and basketball, kabaddi. The Premier League launched by the in India also. So that single application and lots of uh, playing facility available. Like you can heard about MPL live in the
Yeah.
TV television. So similar kind of gaming platform I worked.
So how many services you used for it?
There are lots of maybe 10 to 15 services primarily. Smaller
Okay.
services are there, but the major work like S3, RDS, DynamoDB, MongoDB cluster, and Aurora we have used. Then ALB, the similar, all kind of services, Lambda functions, step functions.
So if a client comes to you and tells his requirement, how can you imagine or how can you know that these are the services that are needed to this particular design?
It depends on the use case of the application. For example, if I am seeing a application of the user, we can take an example of social media network. Suppose a person is coming to develop a website which on which users will come, communicate with each other, upload photos and videos. Then obviously we will have a web portal available. It should be mobile access availability should be there. Streaming should be faster. If user is uploading the video, then in minimum amount of time it should be uploaded in the background. You should not
Okay.
hang user there if your
Yeah.
video is getting uploaded. So it
Yeah.
should be started in the background. You should notify the user. So according to that, number of services getting listed.
Okay. So it is very easy for you because you have a lot of experience now. It is very easy for you to understand which services matches with the requirement. But in the beginning days, how you used to uh, understand it?
Uh, Through actually, I'm following lots of senior architects on the network available, so like YouTube and other platforms like LinkedIn. So as per their there is usually share some technical papers on the platform. So I follow that, and if any requirements comes, so again I goes to the services available in the cloud environment available, and I research on that and suggest to the client. If client says yes, yeah, it is getting fit to in my platform, then we start design according to that.
So how much time you will have to design now?
It depends. So actually it depends on the timeline. So if you have 2 days, then according to 2 days you have to think about the things and prepare the POC as fast as possible. And if you have 7 days, then you obviously you have the good amount of time to research. It depends on the person who is coming to you.
To complete the project, how much time you will take?
The complexity depends on the complexity of the system. Suppose, for example, I have experience on in a, most of the in a particular domain. We can say that insurance domain. So if a client comes to me who has to made insurance related things, then I have things ready available to me.
Okay.
Then obviously I will take very less time as compared to others. And
Okay.
if a client comes to me who need a platform like a OTT platform, which is
Yeah.
currently like MX Player or any OTT platform, then I had to do research on my end also.
Yeah.
What is the shortest? What is the cost saving factors for him? What technology he should use? What should be the timeline? Then obviously I need some part from my end to be researched. Then the time will I have to spend more time on that. So it get varies depends on the what things you are getting. It is similar like you have the knowledge of particular thing. Suppose you have the knowledge of how to ride a bicycle.
Yeah.
Then now you have to ride a sports bike.
Yeah.
So you have to learn about the how bikes ride work.
Okay. Okay. So in this 10 plus years experience of yours, do you have a particular things that that you cannot forget while working on this cloud from the client requirements, or while you are working on it, or trying to change the plans, or trying to manage your team? Any experiences of yours?
There are many, but few of them I still remember that one client comes to us who actually was famous in his region, and he told us that once I will launch this website in the market, I will get more than 20,000 concurrent users on my platform on the day one. So we thought on the day one, 20,000 concurrent users, that is not possible for a person to take. We taken it lightly. Actually, we taken it lightly. And he launched it. After a few hours, website got crashed. And we were just uh, staring each other. My team was sitting to me and what to do. He will again come to us. Then before he reached out to us, we reached to him and tried to calm down him. And for next 26 hours, our team will not continuously work on making his system scalable. And then we went for the sleep for 4 hours. So that is the scenario which I can forget. But it was a learning for everyone in my team, even me, because I was leading that team, that how to prepare for disaster recovery on the runtime.
So any unexpected things like this?
In the software industry, lots of things happens. So we were working on the MongoDB clustering, and when load comes, there are some commands left by our IT manager. So that cluster was not worked. So load was not getting distributed. Again, we have to debug the things on the runtime and fix it. So, but the each failure gives you learning, and this is the experience on this comes through the experience only. I learned something, I failed on it. Now I remember how to fix that issue. If new issue will come, then I will go for the research. But that same issue will come, definitely it will not repeat it to be me. And if someone else in my team will face, I have a solution to give him immediately.
But experienced people like you will have lesser problems because you already have a lot of things that you have experienced in your life, and you will take very less time. But what about the people like me who are into new to the industry, who didn't saw what happens, the problems that we face, how to we don't have any kind of experiences like this. How your mindset was in the beginning days?
Beginning date, actually every person human being starts in the same way, so they follow some senior person, then they start working. So best thing is, if we have something in mind, just jump into it. You will automatically find a way to come out from it. That's it, the solution. Otherwise, any formula not works. Uh, it is similar if I want to learn swimming and I see the YouTube video. YouTube video trainer is teaching me you move your hands like that, legs like that. I said, wow, it's very easy to learn. Until I jump into the swimming pool and feel that pain, I will not learn it. So you have to jump into swimming pool for learning things. Well, first time you will not get succeed. Second time, maybe after 10 times. But from the 11th time, you will start swimming in the swimming pool. Then you are ready for swimming in the river, then in the sea, and then the ocean open for you.
Are you still facing this kind of 20,000 visitors for a website for the first time? These kind of issues still?
Touch wood, because I am in the similar kind of domains now, so that problem is not coming to me right now. But if yes, if new platform will come to me, then definitely I can face some challenges. Right now, it is not.
So, is there any experience that you didn't submitted the project in time?
Yes, yes, and that is because of mine. What should I say? The decision I have taken. Our product comes to the in our organization, and client was requesting I need in 15 days. So our delivery manager comes to me. So we have to deliver in 15 days. I said okay. Then I have seen a rough documentation of that product. I thought this can be done, and then the second point raised by the delivery manager that there is already product is available. We have to modify it. So I said, his background is a backend technology is available there. He said yes. Then say okay, we can do that. So I told him give just prepare a team of. I just made calculation in 1 hour, and just prepare a team of 10 backend developers, 4 front-end developers, and 2 database developers. Give me this team. We can go for it. Everything was as per the plan, and we have started work on it. As I already shared with you that it was the codes did by someone else. So that was the change maker for us. That codes were vastly written, and when we go into debug, my team debugging started. It was not working even. So we have started stitching that code, and writing a fresh code is much more easier than stitching someone other's code. Even you do not have documentation, then definitely that timeline of 15 days goes break. We have taken 1 month for repairing only. So that was the experience for me. Then suddenly team was not responsible for it. It was my decision. So I overall thing I had taken on me. So I uh, talked with the client. I talked with my boss and taken responsibility on my hands because team was getting scared that now we are going to suffer something else. So I said it was my responsibility, my decision. Then I will suffer whatever will happen. Luckily, nothing was happened, but it was a learning for me.
So, if you are a recruiter, if you are recruiting a solution, AWS solution architect, so what are the qualities that you see?
Depends. It depends to whom I am interviewing. If it is he's a fresher, he do not have a knowledge of cloud technologies, then my judging skills will different. I will judge him on the logical reasonings and on the aptitude level, just to understand the mindset or and the learning attitude of the person. If a person is ready to learn, willing to learn, and he can do anything to learn for particular technology, then he is the best fit for particular thing. That is the first for the fresher person. And if he is experienced, then depends on number of years of experience he have. If he have 6+ years of experience, then we will ask more question related with the architecture of this application. We will give him the scenario, how you tackle the scene, how you handle the team, how you manage the team. So that is depends on the experience of the person.
So, uh, what about the people like me? I'm into IT. I did projects, my BTech and MTech, my master's project, and I have only that project experience. And I wanted to I'm training, I'm learning, like talking with great people like you who are already into the industry from long time, trying to know their practical experiences, that the challenges that they face. So what kind of questions that you ask to me if I'm here?
Okay, so let's start with this. How much knowledge you have in cloud? Do you understand what is the cloud, or you are still learning is the cloud?
Yeah, the, the companies are now, it's not like before. They are shifting their infrastructure, physical infrastructure, to the cloud now. And
Okay.
the they don't want, I mean, it is to save their time and energy, manpower. They are almost all the companies are shifting to the cloud now. So because we have compute, storage, and these services that they can use directly, instead of they can put their mind on their business rather than putting mind on managing all this, because cloud is going to manage everything, and they are going to use these services as per they use whatever you use, pay for that, like that. And
Pay
I yeah, and I
pay as
know
you go
few
model.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know few services that I worked on EC2, and yesterday I practiced DynamoDB. Like I
Okay.
interviewed like 400 people from different countries. I took all those names and their country names and their professions, their age, like that. I created my own that in that, and that worked. So that I understood. Like I'm understanding few services, EC2, uh, storage. Now I have to understand other services. I don't know how many services I have to learn in order to get a job, because I don't have a previous working experience in this cloud. But I have very much interest. I wanted to learn all the services. I want to face the challenges that you faced, and I want to see. I want to do it. I did my projects on using HTML. I created web pages. I created database. I connected my web pages to it, and I made it work in my BTech. I have that how to connect the connectivity, and I know how computer networks. I have a website. I used to have a website where I used to write about computer networks, how the information will be transferred, routers, and the tools which are there in the network, the computers, how it transfers information and all. So I have that complete computer networks knowledge. I can understand if you are telling this is and I understood that cloud is very close to this computer networks concept. So then I decided this is where my career is. So I decided to jump on this because I already have experience. Instead of going into other thing, I have to learn again. This already I know what how the basic knowledge I have. Then I'm understanding which services is used for which purpose. But I didn't do any practical project because I didn't got any job. But as a new person, I don't know, as a new recruiter, until unless you tell me, I don't know what is going to be there in the after coming to the job. So this is my experience.
Cool. So actually it depends. As you are a good learner, which I understood from your things, and you are interviewing people, so you have a good listening capabilities also. So
Yeah.
so jumping into job, you should be a good listener. Good listening capacities may enhances your subconscious mind to think about, picturize the things which someone is telling. Okay, so if you join, and you should go for a cloud certification initial, so that at least you have one badge in your portfolio to attract the organization who are searching for young professionals, and there are lots of opportunities are for the young professionals available. So a certification will give you an extra advantage in that. So because what will happen if they will, for example, they will look for a cloud engineer, okay, and there are 50 resumes are coming to them, and they will first shortlist those who have the certification. Reason is if a person is showing the certification, it means he prepared for examination, means he has hands-on practical experience. Because for clearing the examination, you should at least know the technologies, you should at least know the scenarios, how they works, then only you can pass the exam, right? Then your first step got crossed. Now you have to face the interview. So interviewer who is taking your interview, read the job description always first, the JD, which is shared with you through the HR. Your questions will come from only that JD part only. Reason is, if I am recruiting you, I need my organization's need, and I will ask questions, only those questions which I need you should answer to work in my company. Suppose if I need a person who is good in the as a data architect, so I ask questions for you: the normalization, SQL server, NoSQL server, complex queries, stored procedures. My queries come around that only. And if I am asking you question, if I am hiring a person just to manage the infrastructure, then my questions from you, whatever you have mentioned in resume, doesn't matter to me. My questions to you will be how ECT will get triggered, how cloud formation should work, how you write bash scripting for making the environment ready, if how you manage the failure in the machine. Suppose the machine goes down, then how will you manage things? Then my questions will be different. So it depends on the JD. So whenever you are applying, just go through the JD in detail. That will help you out.
So I have a lot of questions, but you gave me only 30 to 40 minutes. I want to uh, end up here, but still, I got a lot of useful information. Not only for me, a lot of people who are into cloud, they will definitely get some information and change themselves from listening to your practical experience and from your words, definitely. So, at last, do you have anything to say to the world? To the tech world, especially to the cloud people who are into cloud, who are watching and listening to you?
Yeah, keep learning. At the stage when you come, age doesn't matter. If you are in the tech world, technology changes every moment. So suppose if I am working on something today, after 1 month it may be not useful for the others, but it can be useful for me. So on the basis of that, I need to learn, keep research in the market, see the things, what new technologies are working, what people are thinking throughout the changing the environment. So keep learning. If you stop learning, then you will just sit behind, and people who are just sitting behind, just in on your I'll say they just with you, they will far away from you after a few months only. So keep learning. That is the only mantra which I can say. You are in the tech field, you have to learn things. You should love to learn things and learn things. If you are
And
not willing to learn, then I think you should not jump into this field only. You should go into other field.
so, for me, for solution architect training, what you will tell to me? You listen to me. You already know me. So, what you tell to me?
Uh, Pick one area. There are lots of areas available in the cloud computing. There is a data science available, machine learning available, AI available. Out of these many things, choose 3 or 4 things which you think that you are love to do. Means you are more interested into it. Because if you pick those services which you are interested, then definitely you will not feel boring of doing that work. Even you will not able to see how many hours you have spent on that particular thing. So choose, make a collection of those things and keep learning on this and get interviewed on that part only.
Okay.
So you maybe on the first or second interview you will not able to give answers, but after the third interview questions will get repeated, so you will
Yeah.
have the answer ready on your plate.
Yeah. But like you said, JD, if I have this kind of, I already have some collection. I have few things in my mind. But what if the JD is different?
So that job is not for you. For example, they see, um, if a job opening is coming for the front end developer, okay, they are asking for a React.js, and
My last question was the services that I know, if that is not matching with the job description, so you are saying that that job is not for me. So how?
It was not like that. It was like that. Suppose if you are searching for job in cloud engineering, okay, so you will look for the JD, okay. So it is not like it. All the JD descriptions given will not like match with your profile. They will mention something AWS cloud. You should have knowledge. It will be preferred. Then it is right tick for you, right? I was talking about suppose if there is a requirement for a front end developer and they are asking for a JavaScript expert, React.js expert, and I have expertise in backend technologies. I do not know the front end work. So that job is not for me. That is. In the JD, if I am looking that it is related with the cloud engineering, but there are some service even I don't have the knowledge. Then and if I have to get the job, I will start studying on the. I will go search on the internet, go for the documentation and study there. Because on the fresher level, interviewer just judge you on basic knowledge because he knows that you do not have hands-on experience. It is not mandatory to have hands-on experience on the fresher level, but on the job which you willing to jump in, you are having at least some knowledge plus your willingness to learn. That is more important. In the interview, if you are showing that you are a good learner, good listener, in any kind of environment you are ready to work, then you are the first choice of interview on the fresher level.
Okay, so I got the answer. So thank you very much for giving me your valuable time and telling me very important points. Not only for me, to all the people who wants to come into the cloud and who are already in the cloud. So I will contact you again when you are free. I want to ask more questions. Whenever you are free, I will take your time.
Sure, sure. Drop me a message whenever I am available. I will surely reply to you.
Thank you very much. Can I put this audio and video clip on my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Yeah, and on internet, social media, website, podcast, everywhere with your permission.
Yes. My permission is with you. Share the link with me. I will also see how was the interview.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Keep going, keep doing what you love.
Thank you. Keep
Yeah,
learning.
yeah. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.